It's the Eagle Community Television Forum with your host, Gary Shorman.
Hi everyone, and this is a forum on Eagle Community Television. We record this live every Monday afternoon at our Dillon's location on Vine Street. If you're out running around shopping for groceries, stop by and say hi. Again, 2 o'clock every Monday afternoon. Our guest today is Kevin Splichal, and Kevin is really talking about something brand new, the first ever Wild West Cloud Fest. What's that all about?
Well, it is a technology fair that the College of Education in Fort Hays is hosting, and we are looking for participants who want to learn more about technology and how they can use those resources in the classroom.
Well, it's so interesting because I know you have a couple of things we'll talk about in specifics, but technology is changing everything we do. Whether it be driving our cars and looking at the dashboard, whether it be turning on TV or whatever, technology is changing so much. What does this focus on when you talk about new technologies?
Well, we call it the Wild West Cloud Fest because there's so much technology that is at our fingertips through the internet. And we want educators across Kansas and across the United States as well to focus on technology and information that is available to their students and to themselves out there in the cloud, in the internet. So we're going to look at resources that educators can use, that they can transfer that knowledge to their students so that they can use it in real world applications.
Now, Kevin, you use any more around our area, you talk about clouds, you're looking about something for rain, but there's not an app for that. But one of the things that you do talk about a lot, in fact, one of your guest speakers is going to talk about apps and how they apply to education.
That's right. Michael Graham wrote this book. It's called Google Apps Meets the Common Core, and he is our keynote speaker, and he's going to talk about how Google applications for education can be used by educators, not only Google Drive with documents and sharing resources, but other apps for educators to use as well. And they include things that the classroom teachers can use. There are all sorts of apps, just like with Apple and other resources, that educators can use and get them away from hard textbooks and hard documents that they are typically using for their students.
Well, you mentioned earlier that, part of your group at Fort Hays is just eliminating textbook. And that's a hard bill for some people to swallow.
Right. The teacher education department that I work for is going to have an initiative to be completely textbook free by the fall semester when that begins. That doesn't necessarily mean that we're never going to be using textbooks, but we're finding resources for our students that are available online, open education resources that they can use to further their studies within our department as well as at the university.
You mentioned the apps part of this, and you look at whether it be whatever phone you have, and it's just filled with apps that do unique things. If you want a compass, you can do that. If you want a flashlight, you can do that. If you want to do serious things like your calendar. How do those same apps then adapt to a school situation? Is there an app for math and you hit the math app and now you're in class? Is that how it works?
There are hundreds, if not thousands, of apps available that you can get on your phone, your iPhone, your Android, whatever device you're using, the iPads. A lot of schools have iPad initiatives as well. And so many of those are focused on education and the tools that teachers can use for their students. And so you may have a math app that helps elementary students figure out certain equations or work through certain word problems. And the same is true for science or other disciplines that are out there.
Well, that'll be interesting. Who should attend this? Because when you talk about a Wild West Cloud Fest, is that just for educators?
No, it's not necessarily just for educators. Anybody who wants to learn more about technology, the sharing resources, the collaborative resources that are available can be used in business, education, any realm, private business as well, those who are self-employed. There are a lot of resources out there that can be very useful for anybody to use. And so we're looking at having educators from across the state of Kansas come to this conference, but anyone is welcome to register and come and participate on that day.
Well, you're going to be promoting this, I know, around the western half of the state, and I assume there'll be some coming from other areas as well. Educators, school board members, all sorts of people can be involved with that.
Exactly. We will have, we're expecting principals, administrators, superintendents, classroom teachers, even paraprofessionals that are coming to learn these resources that their teachers are using in the classroom as well.
Is this your idea?
No, this wasn't my idea, but there are several of us in the College of Education and Technology who have been promoting these resources to Kansas schools. A year ago, President Hammond came to the College of Education and Technology, the AEP department, Advanced Education Programs department, and asked them what they're doing for Kansans. And we really didn't have a good answer at that point, although what we do in the College of Education really promotes education throughout the state. But we began going to Kansas schools and helping those educators look at these resources, see the sharing capabilities that are available to help their students. And like I said, it's a transfer of knowledge from classroom teacher to their students, and then they can take this knowledge with them after they leave school and be able to use that in society.
Well, this is pretty exciting because this may be the first year of this program, but you have a top-notch presenter that you mentioned his book earlier. How did you land somebody from Google? Now, this isn't a Google thing, but how did you land somebody from Google to be here?
Right, we're not stressing just Google Apps for education. We're looking at technology and how it can be utilized in all areas. But one of our professors at Fort Hays, Dr. Robert Moody, he's really animate and passionate about Google Apps for education, and he has a lot of connections through Google. And he simply asked Michael Graham if he would be willing to come and present at our conference, and he agreed. So he will be here that day, and I'm really looking forward to hearing what he has to say.
That's why I guess he's also going to maybe have a book signing, because he'll have some of his books here about how you use apps in education.
Correct. He'll have a book signing. The books will be here for participants to be able to purchase and take with them as they go out into their education.
Well, if you're out watching, you may want to find out how do you find out more, how do you attend. Kevin Splichal is our guest here, and he is going to be talking about how you find out how to be at the Wild West Cloud Fest Year 1. Stay tuned. We'll be back.
Youthful body, tight tummy, smooth facial lines. Greystone Cosmetic and Reconstructive Surgery is here to help you achieve your goals and give yourself the new look you've always wanted. Greystone offers sophisticated surgical and non-surgical cosmetic procedures. With services now available locally, there's no need to wait any longer. Contact Greystone Cosmetic and Reconstructive Surgery at Hayes Medical Center today or online at greystonecosmetic.hayesmed.com.
It's a beautiful day in our super high-speed internet great customer service neighborhood. Like you, this is where we live. In fact, our company is employee-owned, so it's our goal to improve the quality of life for everyone in our community by delivering faster, more reliable internet, clearer, more feature-laden phone service, quality TV channels, all with the level of customer service you'd expect from people who are your neighbors. Eagle Communications, our community connected.
Welcome back to the second half of our forum program here on Eagle Community Television. Our program is brought to you by Hayes Med. If you have any questions, comments, I'd like to hear from you. Gary.Shorman@eaglecom.net. You can also find us on Facebook, and if you look under Friends, under ECTV Forum, type that into the search category, you'll find us. Leave me a note there if you'd like as well. Again, this is a forum program on Eagle Communications. Kevin Splichal is our guest here. He's with Fort Hays State University, and there's a brand new event coming up in mid-April, and it's called the Wild West Cloud Fest. And Kevin, when is the actual date on this? Because I know you have to be signed up by mid-April.
Right, the last date that we'll accept registrations is April 19th, but the day of the event is April 21st. It's on a Monday at Fort Hays State University from 8 a.m. to 4:15 p.m.
So it's an all-day event, and somebody out there watching may want to attend, know somebody that's interested, may want to suggest that. Where do they go to find out about
Sure,
this?
they can go to the Fort Hays main website, FHSU.edu, and in the search area, just type in KCIE. That stands for the Kansas Center for Innovative Education, and that will take them to a place where they can register for this event. They just need to look for the Wild West Cloud Fest registration area and do it there.
Now, if you look at the Wild West Cloud Fest and you want to call and say, hey, can you call the university at their number and ask for that, or have they go to the education department?
Yeah, you can call the main Fort Hays State University telephone number, the 628-4000, and just ask for someone in the College of Education and Technology, because you're interested in attending the Wild West Cloud Fest, and we can certainly get you more information.
Now, you mentioned an acronym, and I'm going to get it right here. It's the KCIE. What's that stand for? What's that all about? Is that part of the Cloud Fest, or is the Cloud Fest a part of the KCIE?
KCIE is the Kansas Center for Innovative Education. It's run by Dr. Lori Cook Benjamin, and we offer workshops throughout the year through that education resource. And so one of those is the Wild West Cloud Fest, but there are multiple other ones.
Well, it sounds like an interesting time to really catch up on what's going on. Anybody that's interested in how technology is going to change the future, Fort Hays State has led the way in a lot of areas as far as changing technology going forward, and this is another example of that, just because of what you can learn, whether it be the app side of that or how you apply teaching. If you were out there as a teacher, is there reason to attend this, even though you may not be in a leadership role in a school district, but just as a teacher of any curriculum?
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to have a lot of different sessions that look at ways to use the different types of technology. And so as an educator, I want to be able to find, even if it's just one thing that I take from this event that I can utilize in the classroom to help not only my students but my teaching, that would be important for anybody to take forward with them.
And I know one of the things you haven't signed up, it's not a lot to get in. I think there's a $60 cost.
$60 registration fee.
And that gets you all day long, all the different sessions throughout the whole thing.
Meal included as well.
You don't get a free book?
No, I don't get a free book.
But you can buy a book and sign it by an author from Google, and that should be an interesting part of the whole program.
Yep.
Thanks for being with us on our program.
Thank you very much.
Kevin Splichal has been our guest here on the ECTV Community Forum. The program is brought to you by Hayes Med and by Eagle Communications. Our community connected.
Youthful body, tight tummy, smooth facial lines. Greystone Cosmetic and Reconstructive Surgery is here to help you achieve your goals and give yourself the new look you've always wanted. Greystone offers sophisticated surgical and non-surgical cosmetic procedures. With services now available locally, there's no need to wait any longer. Contact Greystone Cosmetic and Reconstructive Surgery at Hayes Medical Center today or online at greystonecosmetic.hayesmed.com.